Someone just lifted something impossibly heavy. Another person balanced spoons on their face for way too long. And somewhere, a human has decided, yes, this needs to be officially recognized by science, paperwork, and very serious adults. But who decides what actually counts as a world record? And how do you prove it's not just a very confident lie? I'm Professor Everything, and today we'll be answering the question, how are world records verified? Right here on Explaining Everything. First things first, what even qualifies as a world record? The short answer is anything, as long as it's measurable, verifiable, and hasn't been done before, or at least not better before. There are your classic athletic records, fastest, strongest, highest. Then there are the weird ones, like longest time balancing a lawnmower on your chin, or most socks put on one foot in 30 seconds. Yes, that's real. Yes, someone holds that record. And yes, you're now Googling how many socks you own. But the key thing is that the attempt needs to be specific. Eat as many hot dogs as possible won't cut it. It's eat as many hot dogs as possible in 10 minutes while keeping them down. Sorry for the visual, but rules are rules. Okay, let's say you've got a brilliant idea for a record, like, I don't know, most bananas eaten while riding a unicycle. The first step is submitting an application. Most people go through organizations like Guinness World Records, the gold standard of world record keeping. They have an official website where you can create an account and pitch your idea. Now, don't think they'll just rubber stamp any idea. They get thousands of applications each week, and they have guidelines for what makes a record legit. It has to be measurable. Think numbers, not vibes. Breakable, because hello, competition. And safe-ish. So, no, most knives juggled while skydiving. Sorry, adrenaline junkies. Once you've submitted your idea, you wait, and then wait some more. It can take weeks or even months to hear back, because verifying record ideas isn't exactly a quick coffee break kind of job. Once your record attempt is approved, it's go time. But not in the just wing it sense. Oh no, this part is practically a science experiment. Guinness, or whatever record body you're working with, will send you a list of rules. Very specific rules. For example, if you're attempting the tallest tower of pancakes, the pancakes all need to be the same size, and you can't use glue, which, why would you? If it's something speed-based, you might need specialized timers. And if it involves people, like largest gathering of people dressed as penguins, everyone has to meet the costume criteria. If someone shows up in a blue penguin outfit, congratulations, you just disqualified the entire group. And let's not forget the setup. You need witnesses, official ones, like a notary or someone from your local government. You might also need video proof, photos, and enough paperwork to make you question why you ever wanted this record in the first place. When the big day arrives, everything has to be flawless. If it's a live attempt, a Guinness adjudicator might show up in person, clipboard in hand, ready to make you sweat. These people take their jobs very seriously. They're not here to clap politely. They're here to measure time and ensure no funny business happens. If an adjudicator can't be there, it's on you to document everything. The camera setup needs to capture every angle. Witnesses need to sign off on what they saw. and any equipment, like scales or timers, has to be certified. Oh, and there's no, oops, I tripped. Can we try again? If you mess up, you'll probably need to reapply and start over. Once your attempt is done, the real nail-biting begins. The verification process. All the evidence you collected gets sent to the record organization, where their team of experts reviews it. This can take weeks or even months because they're checking everything. Did you follow all the rules? Was your stopwatch accurate? Did your dog really bark jingle bells? Or was it just wishful thinking? They might even ask for more proof, like witness testimonies or additional footage. And if something seems off, they can reject the attempt altogether. Brutal, right? But if you nailed it, you'll eventually get the email saying, "Congratulations, you're officially amazing." Along with a certificate, of course, because if you don't have a fancy piece of paper to frame, did it even happen? Now, let's take a step back. Why do people go through all this effort? Is it for fame? Bragging rights? Pure boredom? Honestly, it's a mix. Some people are genuinely passionate about their skills, whether that's pogo sticking or stacking playing cards. Others just love the idea of leaving their mark, even if it's for something ridiculously niche. And then there's the universal appeal. Breaking records is fun. It's a way to push boundaries, make people smile, and sometimes even raise awareness for a cause. Plus, let's be real. Who doesn't want to say, "Hey, I'm the best in the world at this one oddly specific thing"? At the end of the day, world records aren't just about numbers or certificates. They're about people. Whether it's a guy in India who grows the world's longest fingernails, yep, that's real, or a group of friends trying to set the record for longest continuous game of Monopoly. These stories show us just how creative and determined humans can be. So, the next time you see a world record headline, remember, it wasn't just a random moment of glory. It was hours, days, maybe even years of preparation, paperwork, and probably a lot of weird stares from neighbors. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.